So in 1995, the 16th of February, I had just spent about $500 to $600 in the dope hole. Went there from morning, all my paycheck went. And my last, I actually pushed a man for $2. I smoked them and get high.
Look, you have dark, good and have evil.
Because it's a different generation, it's a different kind of skill to generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma. In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.
It all started for me as a child growing up in a home, appeared on the outside to be peaceful, yet on the inside it was stress. Couldn't talk, had no, there was no love in a sense. It was more of a dominating, it was more of a revenge, of the sense of saying, your mother gone away and left you here. And my grandmother, she fed me, she sent me to school, but yet she was very uneasy and very happy due to the fact that her daughter, which was my mom, went overseas to fulfill a goal, yet the goal wasn't fulfilled. So growing up, I went to school, primary school, into secondary school, been to common mirror, had a good education, and somewhere along the line, my grandmother was so driving behind me. I sat the exam. She didn't wait for the results. So after that, she took me to Metropolitan. I sat there again. She paid for that. And all two results came back quite past, all two. And at the end of the day, then I decided to send me to common mirror. In that whole process, when I went in as an A student. But somewhere along the line, I hooked up with a group of boys that were on there, kind of doing their own thing, and I got freedom. The first time in my life that I was able to express, persons were hearing me, they were listening to me, and I went that side. So the education went through one side of the door, and then this life came in, smoking marijuana, drinking alcohol, taking school, alcohol when the morning comes, buying a bag of weed, and smoking Hiltons back then. And ain't doing school work. Work became kind of like, schoolwork became boring. And I started to write and get involved and interfere with people doing bad things. And then eventually I was kicked out of school. And I left Common Mirror. Up to this day, my grandparents, they don't even know that I was expelled. And somewhere along the line, I asked my uncle for a job on ships. And then as I grew out to travel the world, then a whole different life came. Drugs came, women came. And I just was doing what I had to do. And at the end of the day, somewhere in 1983, ships became, they made the West Indian seamen redundant. I got paid out 1,000 Barbados dollars, and I came home, started to hustle on the beach, hustling, getting little odd jobs in between. And at the end of the day, it's like drugs became my thing. I went out with drugs, I talking not only about marijuana, my pills, I used to pop pills, snort, coke, and then in the 80s, in 87 of 19, Easter bank holiday, sorry, of 1987, I met the lady in the, what we call the white lady in the silver skirt, crack cocaine. And I was, for 8 years, I was in stress, trouble, stealing, lying, conning, you get involved in doing bad checks, my grandfather had some shares, and when he died, the shares keep coming, and I just keep drawing them just to support my habit. And it went on to the point that life, at one point I tell myself, you see this here, I can't handle this anymore. Then I got a job in MTW, and that the drinking expand, then the drugs more expand, and then it was like I don't want to work because I get the point, that I want to take I want time. I want to spend time getting high. So I work, then start became, I want to work. Then there was times I start home, weeks. Then I would go to the polyclinic and demanding a, a sick paper. I wanted it backdated. And then it worked for a while, and then I met this doctor one time. He tell me, you see you, I am not backdating anything. This is what is happening. Work. No, you came here. And then I got a wake-up call. I heard that they were going to want to get rid of me in MTW. So I went to the human resource manager, and I went down. First time to rehab, Black Rock. And I only went there because I wanted to, I heard that I was going to get discharged from work. So I went in, do a walking program, 6 weeks, come back out every weekend as I get high. Go back on a Monday morning, like if nothing happened. But relax, went back in. Then they picked me up, they sent me down to St. Joseph Hospital. I did a month, come back. My intention was never to stop. My intention was, how am I going to do drugs and don't spend that amount of cash? How am I going to do drugs and be able to look a certain way? But it didn't work. So in 1995, the 16th of February, I had just spent about $500 to $600 in a dope hole. Went there from morning, all my paycheck went. And my last, I actually push a man for 2 doors. I smoked them and get high. I walked from there to Black Rock. In the process of walking, I stopped twice. But somewhere along the line, I know there was some power, there was something guiding me. And I keep going. Cause before, I would have stopped and wait. But I just, when I call and people say, I coming back, and I just move on. So I went to Black Rock, got into rehab, and from that day up to this day, I have not really used. In the whole process of the recovery process, went to treatment, and everything they asked me to do, I did. If they had told me to go up top the highest building in the Barbados and jump, I would have got me a job because I believe I believe I had something that was working. In the first time in my life, I was in some place where people understood me, where people wanted to help, and my voice was heard. My voice was never heard because everybody always keep shutting me out. And I come on and went back to work. And then in 2000, I said to myself, I need to give back to society. I need to help people. And at that time, I was in the Ministry of Public Works. I could not do what I want to do in the Ministry of Public Works. And Vernon House came in effect, and I applied, and I got the job. And I was working there as, I'm a qualified addiction counselor because in the process in 1998, I've been to the university, got my degree in counseling, and I did that. And sad, it's so funny. 25 of us did that course. And at the end of the day, only 5 complete that course. And I was only 5. And that was something, the first time in my life too, I actually complete anything that I had tried to do in my entire life. So I went to Vernon. I worked there from 2000. I retired in 2023. Worked as a contract person up to this date, up to this month. I'll be out from next month. And I had a good stay. I get to help people. I belong to a 12-step fellowship. It's not a church. It's a place where you go and you share your experience straight from home with other people that are like you, and people that love you, people that you really first join this 12-step fellowship. It was like I was afraid, but yet I was not afraid. It was like you welcome, and it was like we will love you until you're able to love yourself. And those people helped me throughout the years. Today now I'm doing 30 years and about 30 years, 8 months and change. 17th for February 2026. I live to say it one day at a time. I'll be doing 31 years in recovery. Now, 31 years in recovery, I had my struggles. I had, when I came into the recovery process, I had debt. All these things, I sit down and I write to the people, I write to the managers, had conversations. And today, I can go to any store, get anything I want. People respect me. I have gained respect. I've gained integrity. I've gained a lot of things in life where that years before, I never thought that I would reach this place. So the recovery process, the life that I had, and I tell you, I hurt some people physically, emotionally, don't care how you look at it. Hurt is hurt. And it is not nothing that I sit with, because there's some persons that I could not go about and make amends to. There's some persons that I can't make amends because they died. And the ones that I did make amends to, I did make amends. There's still some that, every now and then something will flash back in your brain, and you will sit down and you'll say, well. And looking back on my life, and this is to the younger generation now, living a bad life does not really, it's two things end up with living a bad life: prison or death. And I believe I was one of those persons chosen by my God to sit here this morning to give this message to those youngsters that out there that taking up the guns, fighting, shooting people. And at the end of the day, when you're 16, 17, 18, 20, you lost there in prison for the next 20 years, when you come out, it's like there's no life. And it's sad. And I believe it's time for the Barbados to get back to where the village need to raise the children. Children of today, you pass by, they don't even, it's like, back in my day, every person not speak to Mr. So-and-so, he got the right, he had that authority from my grandparents to chastise me on the spot. And when they go back home, there's another set of chastising. So it is that, those are the values and the things that are missing today. And it is sad because the country, it's not, I'm not saying that we didn't have people back in there that was doing bad things, but it was not like this here. We fought, and when we fought, we come out, we sit down, and we chat, we play cards, we drink. If you had any drinks, we drank. So that was it. It wasn't like you walk there, then you come out and you take them out like because it was not with that. It was more unity. It was more back in there, more more peace. So at the end of the day, it's like I'm happy. I feel contented. I like to do this. I like people to understand that. Don't mind how much darkness you have in your life. The darkness in your life, there's always light. Light overrule darkness. And you will see, once you give your chance, give yourself the opportunity to really move forward, to really surrender your life, to surrender yourself to something positive, something good, something that you can work with. I am a person, I'm not really a religious person, but I'm very spiritual. I believe in a God. I believe in the person that is responsible for all the beautiful sunshine I shine in my face right now. All this background is what I believe in. And there's some being, some person in charge of all this here. That person I really surrender myself to. I understand that in life there's ups and downs. And the thought for this morning, I have a start to read it, and at the top of the headline, share yourself with persons. And it's so this This session so coincided with that thought that it kind of feels so overwhelmed to see that I was given the opportunity on the day of a thought that is being read, that is said to me, you need to share and give by yourself to people. Turning my life around means simply moving away from the life I had before, the old life, moving away from the negativeness in my life and moving to a positive aspect in life, giving back of self, giving back of what I've taken from society, giving back to people, trying to help people and trying to help people to understand that there's always hope. And that is what I have today. I have hope.
Look, you have dark, good and have evil.
Because it's a different generation, it's a different kind of skilled generation.
I saw a lot of things at, I would say, trauma. In the heat of the moment, the adrenaline, I had so much things, I had so much to lose at that time.
Time to change, man. Time to turn around. Time to turn around.